This is James Murray Farms, and today, February the 28th, at about 1 o'clock in the morning, I am here with our brand new addition to the farm, the American breast baby chicks. They've been in transit since Tuesday afternoon. We were really concerned yesterday morning when they didn't make it to the farm. And then again this morning they weren't there with the post office, so again I was nervous. But like I said, today they arrived, well tonight they arrived in Lafayette at the post office. And the postal worker over there knew that they were chicks, and he looked at the tag to see how long they were in transit. There was a number on the box. He called me up and he said, hey, you want to come get them, come get them. Instead of waiting until tomorrow morning, give them a head start. So I was very appreciative of that. We ended up, got out there. We did have some mortalities, but we were shipped 200. They came from Barnett Valley Farms in California, and was very pleased. The man gave quite a few extra chicks in the order. Of course, this was a long project we were waiting for. Been planning this whole project for over a year now, and we were able to secure a vendor who had enough chicks to get us started. We already have the initial breeding stock up in the other quarantine barn right now. We have our hens from Greenfire Farms, and we have the cockerel that came from Celtic Oaks Farm, which is a magnificent rooster. They're part of our initial breeding stock, and these will be the secondary phase of the breeding stock. We're looking at keeping roughly around 100 hens out of this, if we can be lucky enough to get the 100 out of the 200 that we purchased. And we'll go ahead and get this project going. It is definitely a meat project, since the American breast, referred to in Canada as the Poulet de Gauloise, is extremely popular and a very, very niche market for the United States. We're going to be raising them the same method that the French do up in France, which is the milk-fed diet. We have secured our goat milk that we'll be using to finish them off with. And our goat milk will be coming from Westmore Farms up in Morville, Louisiana, Mr. and Mrs. Constantine. And we look forward to doing this project in full. We'll be using the Purina Show and Grow Chick Starter, and then we'll be switching it over to the grower finisher, and then finishing them off with the milk for the ones that we'll be slaughtering. On the ones that have been kept for breeder stock, we're going to switch them at the 4-week period of time, switch them to grass, and then after that we'll go ahead and we're going to switch them to the flock raiser. We'll finish them off with our breeder finisher, and then at 16 to 18 weeks we'll make our final culling to have our initial breeder stock. The ones for slaughter will be slaughtered at the 16-week mark with the goat milk feed, as I said. And I think we'll go ahead and we're going to donate 10% of the slaughtered meat to 2 different food shelters in Lafayette, St. Joseph's Shelter and the Shelter for Women. In addition to that, I have went ahead and out of this initial batch here, we have 5 trios that we'll be giving to local children for them to have fun with the project too. It's all about sharing and caring. We're very pleased with our chicks. From this point forward, we're going to switch the name, and the French do not like the chickens to be called breasts outside of the breast region of France. And it is against the law to call them a Poulet de Bresse because of the AOC regulations from France, that we've decided that since the French have deported us from Canada and exiled us to Louisiana many moons ago, that we're just going to go ahead and grow these chickens in the south region of Louisiana that is known as Acadiana, where all our Cajun ancestors settled. So from this point forward, the trademark name that we have gotten registered is Poulet de Gauloise, which is Acadiana chicken, and we will go ahead and market them as such. We will be calling them Acadiana breasts, and most people refer to them as American breasts, as Dreamfire Farms does, where this initial stock came from. These birds actually were sourced with Mr. John Grice, and Mr. John Grice is in Barnett Valley, California. An excellent gentleman to work with. We're very pleased dealing with this man, the utmost profession. He is a retired poultry inspector for the United States government. He was in charge of importation of chicks into quarantine facilities for the government. And he has a closed facility where these chicks were raised, totally NPIP certified. And we will go ahead and we will get Dr. Scott Dejon over here, who is in charge of our NPIP certification, to come look at these chicks. He'll be coming in next week, and as soon as we get them to the breeder age for the NPIP, we'll be testing them for the normal testing, including avian influenza. We will take this breeding stock, work with it very hard. We're not going to really work on the egg production for hatching eggs. This is strictly a meat project we're working on here at the farm at James Marie Farms. And I look forward to advancing this to our local farm-to-table restaurants that we deal with and our local chefs. We do have 4 chefs who are very, very excited about these chicks. And so much so that we have 2 that will be visiting the farm next week to come and see them. So I'm pretty excited about that the local chefs have taken that much of an interest in these. Some of these chefs have worked with the Bluefoot chicken, which is a similar spin-off from Canada that is grown up in the northern part of California, known as the California Bluefoot or Le Poulet Bleu. The difference in this chick, as you can tell in the genetics,